Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top favorite makeup brushes, and I'm going to be talking about 6 of my favorite face makeup brushes and 6 of my favorite eye makeup brushes. So let's just get right into it. I have a mixture of different brands that I've purchased in the past, such as Morphe, Zoeva, Real Techniques, as well as EcoTools. And I'll kind of talk about every single brush individually and talk about what I like about each brush. So let's start off with the face brushes, and the first brush that I'm going to be talking about today is my favorite powder brush from Real Techniques. And the thing I love about this brush is that, as you can see, it's huge and it really makes applying powder on my face super quick and super easy. And this is really great for when I'm rushing to school or when I'm going to work. I don't have to fuss with a small powder brush. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but the thing about this is it makes it super efficient to apply my makeup and get out the door. So the next brush that I have to share with you is also from Real Techniques, and this is the multitasking brush. I actually use this for a lot of different purposes, such as applying my blush or applying my bronzer, but this is an all-around really great brush because it uses synthetic fibers and it really helps to apply powders really pigmentedly. The next brush that I have here is my favorite Zoeva blush brush. This is a really pretty brush in that it's made with, I think, real goat hairs or something like that, but it's the 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek brush, and this applies powder blush beautifully. I think it's just the perfect size for my face because I do have a smaller face shape, and this isn't too big and it isn't too small, and it really just gets the apple of my cheeks the way I want them to be. The next brush that I have here is my Luxe powder brush. It's actually called the Luxe 522 tapered highlighter brush, but I actually don't really use this for highlighting because I think it's a little too big for that. I use it mainly for applying powder underneath my eyes, on my T-zone, on my forehead, and even my chin. But I use this to apply powder on the smaller areas of my face that need it more. I also use this to set my concealer, especially if I have any blemishes on my cheeks or my forehead. I'll use it to put a bit of powder on there as well. The next brush that I have here is from Real Techniques, and it is the setting brush. And I don't use this for setting, I actually use this for my highlighter, but I use this to apply highlighter mainly on my cheekbones, on my forehead, on my chin, and maybe even my cupid's bow. But I really like this because it picks up the powders really nicely and it doesn't cause too much fallout. The next brush that I really like to use is my fan brush from Real Techniques, and this is really great for applying highlighter on my nose bridge. And I really like my highlighter on my nose bridge to be really precise, and this is what gives it to me. Rather than the other highlighting brush, I find that this is really great for applying highlighter in really detailed parts of your face. So now we're going to move on to my eyeshadow brushes. The first one that I have to share with you today is my Zoeva Luxe Crease 228 brush, and this is just a really nice fluffy blending brush, and I think it's really great for blending out your crease and just making sure your shadows are nicely blended into your skin. It really gives a diffused look to your eye makeup, and it helps me every single day to apply my eyeshadow. The next brush that I have here is the Zoeva 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush, and this is just a bit more dense than the 228 brush, and this is also really great for blending out your crease as well as putting a bit of shadow and pigment onto the actual eyelid. And I use it for both purposes, but mainly to apply shadow all over. This is all in all just a really great eyeshadow brush, and I recommend everyone to get one. So everyone who uses eyeshadow needs a shader brush like this, and this is the Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shader Brush. And this is just a really great brush for packing on pigment, and I usually use it to put eyeshadows on my very top lid and to just pack on the pigment, especially if I'm going for a nice shimmery color or something like that where I want it to be extremely noticeable. The next brush that I have here is actually one of the brushes that came in my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow palettes. And this is actually a really nice brush considering that it was just one that's given with a palette. Usually I don't use the brushes that come with my palettes, but this is honestly a really great one. It has has a really nice fluffy blending brush on this tip, and I love this blending brush. I find that it's very light and airy, and it really helps to just buff out your eyeshadow and make sure that it's really blended nicely. The other end as well is actually really nice because this is somewhat like a shader brush. It is a little taller, and you can apply the pigment onto your eyelid and blend it out with the other end. This is actually a brush that I bring with me when I travel or when I'm going somewhere, because it is multi-purpose and you can use both ends to create a full eye look. The next eyeshadow brush that I have here is from Equal Tools, and Equal Tools is actually one of the brands that I started using when I first started off with makeup, and to this day I still use some of their brushes. They have really nice brushes and they're super affordable, and you can buy them at the drugstore. One of the reasons why I love this brush is because there are two ends, and one end is really a nice pencil brush that helps to pack on pigment, and I use this in my outer corners to put in darker browns or blacks to define my eyes and give it a darker look. And the other end I use to smudge eyeliner or put really dark pigment where my lash line is. So this brush has been with me for a very long time, and I truly love how well it works. So my last brush that I recommend everyone to have is an eyebrow brush. And this is actually from Anastasia, and it's in number 12. And I bought this separately at Sephora because I heard the raves about this brush in particular. I really love how the spoolie and the angle brush are all together, and you don't have to fuss with just the spoolie and then grab an angle brush. I really love the spoolie here because it's nice and firm, and it really helps to blend out the powders or pigments on my eyebrows. And what I like to do with it is, before I even put any eyebrow products, I will use this to kind of brush out my eyebrows and give it a general shape. And the leftover powders and pigments on the actual spoolie brush will kind of give my eyebrows an overall shape and a guideline, so that when I go in with more powder and pigments, I know where to put it. And I actually don't really use this angle brush that often, but when I do, I use it with my gel eyeliner to apply my eyeliner as well as apply eyeliner in my waterline. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it. Those are my favorite brushes. Those are my favorite brushes of all times. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. All of the descriptions and links will be listed down below, so please check that out. And yeah, thank you so very much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it and it was informative. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and continue to watch my content. Bye!